So, Edward Snowden, hero or traitor? Edward Snowden, the most wanted man on earth. Why, you may ask? It was his gut feeling. Edward was an employee for the CIA and contractor in computer security for the NSA. The CIA is an agency that gathers and provides information that is analyzed to perform their duty when taking action. The NSA is an agency that protects communication networks and information systems within the government. Edward was committed to the wildest decision, which is to stand up against one of the most powerful countries in the world. Hey guys, my name is Ahmed, and I will talk to you about Edward Snowden and his cybercrime. So, that is me, and behind me is Edward Snowden. On the right side, on the right picture, that's me talking to Ben Weiser, who is Edward Snowden's lawyer. I was able to get the privilege to meet Edward Snowden, kind of. It was a Skype call. It was over the summer of 2019. I got the opportunity, an amazing opportunity actually, to go to the ACLU conference. That's where I met Ben Weiser and even interviewed him on his plans with Snowden and how he deals with this case of how the government, you can say represents itself. So, who is Edward Snowden? Well, Edward Joseph Snowden, worked for the CIA and NSA, nicknamed Whistleblower, because he was very loud, leaked highly classified information from the NSA, became an enemy of the state, and the most wanted man in the world. What did he expose? So he exposed the NSA for spying on people. He had plenty of evidence against the government, and as stated by Snowden himself, that they cannot do anything to stop it. So Snowden basically copied the documents from the facility that he was in, which is in Hawaii, and he used his employee access. Then he took the files out of the facility in a hard drive, and he left. So the documents were about the mass surveillance program that the government had. The NSA was recording everything the citizens say or do. Snowden stole the information, which basically made him a big target. In response to what Snowden did, the government declared Snowden as an enemy of the state. And on June 21st, 2013, Snowden was charged with the Espionage Act of 1917 and theft of government property. So the espionage is basically a law that does not allow government employees to, give out any unauthorized information to certain people. So, this was a big deal for the government because Snowden put them in a very difficult situation. It is unauthorized communications of national defense information and communication of classified communications intelligence information to, just certain unauthorized people. That's basically the Espionage Act, and it's a very big deal. Escape. So, how did he escape? What did he do? Where'd he go? The NSA facility was in Hawaii, and that's where he basically took the government. Then he quickly left to Hong Kong, where he met Glenn Greenwald, who is a journalist, and they basically took very, very careful steps on how they did this. So Snowden asked Greenwald that it should be, it should be very confidential. Snowden wanted a secure line of communication. He even used encrypted emails and even code names, which his code name was VRAX. And Edward feared that he would get caught and face many years in jail without even throwing his message out of what the government was doing. He did not want to be suppressed. So the aftermath, the consequences, Edward Snowden case is still alive today. Government had to deal with heavy backfire from the media, and it created a lot of paranoia for the government. So when it comes to the backfire from the media, a lot of citizens were shocked. And when it comes to the paranoia from the government, they fear that Edward would leak more information. They wanted to stop him from leaking any more information and making America seem weak. So a lot of their steps were to take caution of what Edward might do or say, and they changed their military tactics due to the documents Edward had, and it would basically, they did not want to take any chances with Edward. So why? Well, I will play this clip from the ACLU conference, and we'll see why.
Cause a little bit of friction, and yet you do it anyway. And yet you people are here, in the conference with the ACLU, right? You are basically the vanguard of the future. You are the leaders of change. And the reason that happens is because it's not enough to believe in something. It's not enough to read the right things. It's not enough to think the right things. You have to actually take a stand for the thing that matters. And the fact that you guys are here, the fact that you went to all the trouble to try to connect and network and learn and communicate and actually make a difference means that the status quo that we have been given, that has been imposed upon us, can still be changed as long as people care.
So, Edward's motive. Edward's motive was, mainly to inform the public about the U.S. government's wrongdoing. Edward did not want to live under a government that watches and listens to its citizens daily. He wanted to inspire others. He tells people to stand up against such an oppression as seen in the video. He alerted the people and showed how the government still lies to its own people. So what we can understand from this is that by infiguring on the rights of the people, the government betrayed its responsibility and made its citizens more vulnerable to external threats. So is it wrong or is it right? That is completely up for the people to decide. Some see it as a wrong thing to do, some see it as a right thing to do. It was obviously the right thing to do because it exposed the government and it shows how the government lies to its own people when it's supposed to be very truthful. It's right for Snowden to leak this information because people, it depends. It could go anywhere. This can definitely go any path. The government could be right that this is for protection, for safety from attacks or just like any specific attacks. but it's still the right thing to do from Snowden to expose this issue. Thank you